Taylor and I have been known to be car guys. In fact, that's how we met back in high school. It's been about 12 years since then, but nothing's changed. Well, maybe something's changed. We recently got into motorcycles. I used to ride back in the day on an old dirt bike. About 2 years back, I'd bought a Honda Rebel 300 in hopes of finding my enjoyment on the road, but it left me desiring something like my old dirt bike. So I picked up a 2021 Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled.
Fast cars, sticky tires, and twisty back roads is mostly what I'm used to. Rarely do I take a vehicle off the beaten path. This XS400 gave me the chance to see how much enjoyment I can get out of just 35 horsepower. Given my luck and my history with automobiles, bringing the second bike was probably a better choice, and we definitely got to experience the need for that bike. Not only did the XS400 get quite a workout, but the Chinese imposter definitely got put through the ringer as well.
So with that part of the story established, it was time to hit our destination, Moab, Utah. All right, guys, you might recognize this gentleman here from the Honda video. Sorry for slapping you down there.
Okay.
Woodlands Harley ride.
Keep you on a leash there. Yeah, that's right. So we are headed to Moab, but first we've got to pick
Mormon country.
go back with a few wives. Maybe a few sister wives. We've got to pick up the precious cargo, baby boy Taylor. He's over in Wichita Falls at work, so we're going to meet him there when he gets off after work, and then we're just going to head out straight from there. But we've got the bikes loaded up here. Got mine loaded. Selena's there. And then Michael on his new bike. It's all loaded up. So we are ready to go. Michael's fueling up.
Don't forget to be kind, everyone.
Yeah.
You don't live that mantra.
Always live that mantra.
I gotta go. Love you.
All right. Love you too.
I'm at the audience.
True. Facts.
All right. Let's go ahead and hit the road.
All right.
You ready? This first part of the drive would get us out of the hustle and bustle of DFW and out into the northwest Texas area. All in all, it's about a 3-hour trip from my house to Wichita Falls where Taylor works. There he is. There's our boy. Our special little boy. You ready? You ready to go to Moab? Ladies and germs, we got him. Well, we have successfully picked up the Dar machine.
I got Popeyes.
Yep, he gave me Popeyes as well. Bike is loaded.
Chicken.
Bike is loaded over there in Michael's truck. We've got our bikes, we've got all our gear behind us, packed in here, and we are good for that 8-hour drive. We're gonna be like a 4 a.m. arrival. Yes, Popeye?
Yo, is it 531 miles for you?
Yes.
Okay, 7 hours and 39 minutes?
Let me look at that again.
Just
No, mine
wanna
is
make sure we're not, huh?
mine is 8 hours, 11 minutes.
Are you avoiding cold?
About 8 sleepless hours later, we arrived at our halfway point, Albuquerque. All right, guys, it's about 10 a.m. We just stayed the night here in Albuquerque, land of the blue crystal. For those of you that understand, we have this really cool campsite out here, just outside Albuquerque, probably about 20 minutes or so. And had this all-terrain tent that they had us stay in. And there's like a picnic area down there. And just a nice setup for hanging out. Nice, Michael. Michael's likes to spout off his favorite items early in the morning to get it out of the way. How'd y'all sleep in the yurt?
Didn't.
I was out like a rock.
Oh, like a rock.
Obnoxiously loud snoring.
Well, I'm glad you slept good because you'll be...
Insert CPAP meme.
Yeah. So we're just packing up, and we are going to go ahead and get back into the truck and head about 6 hours to Moab. So here we go. I look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as they say. As we pulled out of our gorgeous campsite, the scenery in Albuquerque was laid out to us. When we drove in the night before, we couldn't see anything, having arrived about 3 or 4 a.m. The land unfolded out in front of us and looked spectacular.
As each mile passed and left us in our rear view, the scenery grew more beautiful as we neared our destination. Passing through Colorado and into Utah, the mountains grew taller, the valleys wider, and the sky seemed to get nearer as the elevation rose. Very quickly, the vast open scenery turned into the busy streets of Moab. The gloomy downpour of rain continued through the afternoon, and we could only hope it wouldn't persist through the weekend.
Okay guys, well we finally made it, and of course somehow we've reached Moab in the monsoon season. So thankfully our tent here has a little awning provision, and we set up a tarp just to keep any further water from coming to the side. Michael's over there setting up. Boy, I already got a good collection going.
I know, but you've got like, I don't want to get down here.
All right, we've got our camp all set up here. It's finally stopped raining. We're hoping for clear skies tomorrow, but we'll see. It's shaping up to be really pretty out here though. When we awoke, we were once again greeted by overcast skies. Luckily though, it had stopped raining during the night, and forecast called for a clear day in front of us. As the morning sun rose, the beauty of the area that we camped in began to unveil itself. We didn't get to explore the day before since we got in late and we were really tired, so we had decided to just take the night and rest. But that next morning, we found out just how beautiful Moab was.
The weather seemed to clear up, and it looked like we'd have a nice first day of riding without the dusty trails clouding our path. So we loaded up and took off for our first destination.
All right guys, we're loaded up. It is morning 1 out here. So we got the bikes loaded when secured our supplies, and now we're headed out to Onion Creek Trail. That's gonna be the first one that we hit. It's about 20 minutes outside of town. And this drive is just absolutely gorgeous, man. It's beautiful. driving alongside the canyon walls and the river here.
I love the view of just Nissan Rogues going 10 under the speed limit in front
That
of us.
as well. Those things are sick, man.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, there's a Nissan to slow you down.
Even on track.
Even on track. Damn.
Bro, there's like a line of 10 cars behind us. Yeah, you go. Yes, look at me.
As we followed Highway 128 from downtown Moab, it snaked alongside a river and a canyon. As the rocky outcrops and terrain started to unfold in front of us, things started to feel more extraterrestrial. Red rocks, plateaus, high cliff faces. Some of the scenery looked like it could have been on Mars.
While Onion Creek was the destination, the path to get there was quite enjoyable in its own right. Each blind corner revealed a new skyline to take in. The winding road seemed to continue forever as we imagined ourselves cresting each peak or tearing along the river leaving a cloud of dust.
These spires that pop out of the sky are actually part of what they call Fisher Towers. We ended up parking at this destination and riding over to Onion Creek. Alright guys, there we go. I just want to pin it, but they're following me, so probably shouldn't. If you're unfamiliar with Moab, it's often referred to as a de facto place to go off-roading, hiking, mountain biking, and is all around an outdoorsman's dream trip. Many times, you'll hear it referred to as the mecca of off-roading. Quickly realizing no one was with me, I decided to turn around.
Dropped his backpack.
Really?
This is his.
Oh, shit, yeah, I was gonna say that's his. So it fell off the thing, huh?
It broke. The bungee broke or something.
Car is a little jacked up because I'm sputtering at like 6K. I think the straps broke. Really? Oh. Must have rubbed on the tire.
Oh, might have to just ram it with a solo strap.
That's trash, dude. All right.
As with any good adventure, that was only the first thing to go wrong.
My journey on the Yamaha was off to a rough start. The major change in elevation, coupled with the better flowing exhaust, created a fuel mixture that was not ideal. Oh!
Is it on?
Yeah. I pulled the gas tube out, damn it.
Holy. I tried flagging David.
No, the hose pulled out when I was trying to adjust the, it's fine.
When it's I was like out of power, that's why I couldn't keep up. Like around $6,000 it was sputtering. Huh? Yeah.
Did you reset it when you messed with the exhaust?
No.
It's clean as already at sea level. Now you're at elevation. It's going to be elevated.
You know, I was kind of disappointed in the mechanic and me forgetting to tune these carbs and all. But I made the best of it and didn't want to turn back now, so I decided to press on and just keep it within the power band that I could. Yeah. Huh?
It's when you have load on it that it starts popping.
Yeah.
Up to you. We can keep going.
We could try. It's only doing it. It runs fine until like about 7,000. So I don't have to rev it up high.
With Taylor's bike seemingly fixed, we decided to hit the trail again. Oh, this is so cool out here. Moab only gets an annual average of 9 inches of rain per year, which made seeing the rain a rare treat. This rain probably helped fuel the flow of these small creeks. And I'm just realizing something. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh.
Probably best to take these out. I had to take off the all rubber insoles there. Oh man, it's so gorgeous out here. So we don't have a setup for Michael, so you guys are not gonna hear about his bike from him directly. God, I will be so happy if Taylor's bike makes it, man. I'm rooting for it. Put some work into that thing, and I just want to see an old bike succeed out here. An old, real true Scrambler style. My bike is labeled a Scrambler, but we all know that this isn't truly what a Scrambler was. Not to say that it's bad off-road, because it really is fantastic and better than most people would probably think. But it's just not a street-going bike converted over. Man, this is so pretty out here. What I mean here is that my bike is not really a street bike converted over to an off-road setup. True, real Scramblers were from an era past when people converted bikes like Harleys to take off-road, more similar to what Taylor did with his Yamaha. I just want to say I'm 90% sure this is it, because they said you cross like 17 creeks, so.
My feet are wet.
Yep, same here, man. That's when you're having fun, though.
Is this Vortex? Are they waterproof?
Kind of. I think to a slight degree. They're not Gore-Tex. Man, it's got a place you want to bring your dog. Power through. Yeehaw! Looks like Pirelli Scorpion STRs are pretty good for a streetable off-road tire. Oh man, that's fun. Want to see Taylor and Michael River cross this thing. Oh yeah, look at that. Peace, my friends. Ah, this is what it's all about right here.
While David's bike is equipped with the Pirelli Scorpions, the Shinko SR241s that I've equipped the Yamaha with are definitely in their element out here. That doesn't, however, keep any of us from doing the high leg shuffle over every water crossing.
Hell yeah.
This is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's good. Taylor's exhaust smoking away. Oh, hit a boulder. Yeah, there you go. Who's gonna be the first to drop the bike? Probably me, because I will do stuff like this. Oh yeah, that was soft. That was a bad idea. Oh, having been in a hurry to make the most of our 2 days at Moab, none of us aired down our tires, so we didn't have the traction that we probably should have had. Yo, shout out to the original automobile. Get some shot of Michael here. Yeah, just a little wet.
She's doing okay though. She's holding up pretty well.
My feet are soaked. Wow, this is so cool. Oh boy, we're getting some elevation now. God, Taylor's got some balls. Kid, that was the bicycle helmet, not an ATV helmet. As we got into higher elevation and the canyon drops started to appear, I started to think about the possibility of one of us falling off. I could only hope that wouldn't happen.
As the day carried on and the miles passed, the Yamaha continued to shine, even with its struggling fuel system. Much like an old jalopy that has its problems, you still love to drive it.
Interestingly enough, Butch Cassidy and his Wild Bunch gang were involved in many robberies and shootouts with Moab's law enforcement. They had a hideout in one of the canyons in Moab's desert. However, I don't think we're in any trouble of running into them. There we go, got our first air. Y'all good? All right, was it? Oddly enough, Moab played part to a large uranium boom in the 1950s. Somewhat recently, the mining mill that was once a booming operation has taken over 13 years to clean up past operations and is still an ongoing project.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, it is. I love seeing that thing just hauling ass through here. Interesting fact about Moab is that prehistoric people once lived there. Rock carvings of what appear to be woolly mammoths can be seen in various areas. Wow. These rocks look hella tight. After a decent ways into the trail, we decided to pull off for a quick break and take in the beauty of the rock face behind us. Using this to our advantage for a gorgeous backdrop, why not give some motorcycle impressions thus far, and some nice B-roll. Alright guys, we are out here. We're probably a couple miles into the Onion Creek Trail. We've done a number of river crossings and we thought we'd stop here in front of this beautiful rock face here and talk about our bikes. So as you guys have seen, this is the 2021 Ducati Scrambler Desert Sled. Now we haven't had a real good chance to off-road this bike, just mostly urban riding, but we've done all the mods in preparation of this trip and hopefully we won't have to use the crash bars, but I can see that the clear bra and the ceramic coating is already coming in handy. So you guys already know about my bike, but this is our friend Michael. You'll recognize him from the Houston shoot that we did.
So this is my 2009 KLX650. I actually bought this off of Craigslist maybe a month and a half ago for $600.
Jesus.
This is a 2009. It had 16,000 miles on it. The guy basically took it apart to do a little bit of maintenance to it, and one thing led to another. It sat for 2-3 years, listed it for sale. I jumped on it in about 30 minutes after posting, had 17 other guys trying to get it while I was on my way to pick it up. It is heavily modified. It's got probably $2,000 worth of suspension mods on it. I put the SW Motec stuff on it. I've just basically spent the last month and a half really getting it ready for on and off-road usage. So far, so good. It's an amazing bike. It's definitely heavy. It's got tons of torque. It seems right at home out here in Moab.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, that thing kills.
All right, and of course, I've got my old Yamaha XS400, 1978. If you recall, we took a trip down towards Houston to pick this thing up from a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace. It's got about 25,000 miles and still runs great, no issues. Since I've gotten it, I modified the front end with some handlebars, grips, a new headlight, put some Shinko SR241s on it for some great grip out here off the road. I've also got the exhaust that I made on here. It's kind of a Scrambler 2-into-1 high side pipe that goes over here on the left side of the bike. But this thing's been pretty great. If I should have done anything, maybe rejet the carb. It feels a little bit lean up top, so I'm having to keep it around 5,000 RPM and below to really have fun out here. But overall, it's doing great.
Honda?
Yeah, it's not a Honda. But it's doing awesome. It's soaking up the bumps out here. It is doing great. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I couldn't be happier with how it's going so far.
Man, you're killing it, bouncing around.
Gas tank's bouncing around too.
Yeah.
You forgot about that mod.
Yeah, y'all ready to go?
Let's do it.
It's a little bit like a 50 Buick with half the mod. Sounds like an old American mod. Awesome.
Last night, and it kind of muddied up these trails a little bit, so yeah. Ah, damn it, more water. What the dude? Why would you stop in front of us right there?
Choosing the absolute worst possible place to stop, I had to slam my brakes and stall in the middle of the creek, further soaking my shoes and making it harder to maneuver my bike around the too close Jeep. I'm assuming the license plate says off-road because they probably spent a lot of time parked in water.
Worst place to stop. I'm just absolutely soaked. Oh, this is cool. Oh, wow. Got deep there. Wow. Oh my God. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, it's so wet! So at this point, we were about 30 minutes into our journey down Onion Creek, and we wanted to pull over, get a nice vantage point, and get some shots with the drone to kind of show you what this area looks like from an aerial view. So As we approached the top of the mountain, we found a truck pulled over in a nice flat spot, so that's exactly what we did. She's hauling. She's doing good. Huh? Yeah. So I was really impressed with just how each bike was performing throughout the day. You know, all three very different bikes. One meant for the dirt, one meant for the street and dirt, and then one that has just been hacked up by some guy in his garage. All doing pretty well.
This was an awesome place to pull off and just reflect for a few minutes and kind of take in the landscape that is Utah. We're all from Texas and we've lived there our entire lives, so to see something like this is nothing short of monumental.
Now that we've finally got a break from the twisties, we decided to do what us Americans know best. Go fast in a straight line.
Back on the road. This thing is doing just outstanding, man. I am loving this bike out here. Cannot complain. Hope I don't fall. Oh God. Oh, I got some mud on me. Slick out here.
Vastly different than the scenery we just encountered, this flat bit of land juxtaposed incredibly with the surrounding snow-capped mountains and plateaus. I guess that's Onion Creek.
What's up?
Yeah.
Another road that connects to this one?
Have a what?
So there's another trail that connects to this, right?
Yeah, I think Hey Joe mine was supposed to connect to this.
Where's it at?
Oh man, I don't know.
Oh, that is. Is it hailing?
Haley?
It's all white.
Is that more of the trail?
I don't think so, Taylor. I think that's just a turnaround.
Is it raining?
It's like snowing or maybe light sleet.
Who knows? I guess let's go back.
Do we want to go play around on the road that turned off to it?
Yeah.
You want to do that road that turned off and connected to this one? Didn't look like we couldn't.
Coming to the end of our trail, we looked for the next direction to go. Obviously the only way was back, but we let our curiosity get the best of us and looked for trails along the way that branched off.
Got rutted real fast. I was afraid he was going to grab and throw me over. I just had to let it guide the front tire through.
It gets a little dodgy when it like ruts. Oh!
Cocopelli. We can at least try, and if we start to encounter stuff.
How long is it? You remember?
I can look at my phone. Do you have all trails up? Because mine had that information offline. It might.
Oh.
It was at that moment I realized it didn't have the information offline. Hey, sorry to bug you. You know how long this trail is?
It goes way up on top where all the snow's at.
Oh, really?
It goes up there quite a bit. It gets really muddy at the top.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, there's still snow on the trees about like that.
Okay. How long does it take to go there and back, you know?
Well, for you guys, 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a pretty smooth road. It's not really a nice trail.
Sure. Just watch out for the top. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. There's zero signage. Do you think I should shut it or do that? Huh?
Did he tell you have to do that?
He didn't say that, but
I wonder, like, is it closed? Why would they need it?
maybe they have livestock somewhere in there or something? I don't know. hard to convey just how steep this unknown trail was to us, but take our word for it. It was really steep.
A little bumpy.
It was at this point during the ride that my GoPro died, and I didn't notice, so the battery didn't get changed out. So forgive me, but you'll have to watch David premiere.
What Taylor means is that he's so sorry that you have to watch my superior riding and techniques over his.
This is so cool. I've been forgetting to talk a little bit because it's just so much fun and concentrating on the road and just taking in the scenery. You alright, Michael?
Did it just like high side on you or low side?
Huh?
Low side on you?
Yeah, it's just like that. You all good?
You okay?
Yeah. I can see why you dropped the motorcycle there.
It lost a bolt.
Looks like we might be hitting the hardware store tonight.
Huh?
Might be grabbing some hardware tonight.
Yeah. Stabilize it?
Yeah.
As the terrain became sandier, the more we went, it was only time someone took a spill.
I was kind of eating it up this thing.
Yeah. Let's get a little sandy up here. Haha, little hop. You know when you get excited and you say things that don't fully complete a sentence? Haha, little hop. That was one of them. There you go, mountain goat Michael.
Goes on for so long, dude.
Really?
Yeah, so we can turn around.
Okay.
This is fun though.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of fun.
I can't believe there's a guy with a passenger out here just, I'm just like, well, I feel like now. Oh, it's snowing. That is what that is. Got some snow here. The name Desert Sled implies we'll do good in sand. I think it might be true. Wow, look at that view. The snow is coming down. This is where my mountain biking has really paid off. Well, perfect weather we're having here too. It's just perfect. It's probably high 60s right now. Up here, maybe a little colder. really do love this bike. It's so versatile. It's probably a easy cop-out word to use for something on the street and road, off-road. But it just is. Sure, it's not as light as a dirt bike, but it has loads more power. Suspension travel is really good. It's pretty comfortable. Seat is very grippy. Ergonomics are fantastic, which is not something I always expect from an Italian product, I guess. Looking at the Countach, I don't know if that's really a real comparison. The heat. Man, I'm blown away at how good Taylor's little Scrambler is doing though. His DIY Scrambler, as he calls it. God, that thing just screams. Y'all doing good, boys? Having fun? Yeah. Little Yamaha's funny to watch. One mile away from the service interval for this thing, the first one, which means that I'll have to go get my oil changed and then I'll have to turn off the service light there, from what I understand. I'm gonna make a really corny joke here. You ready for it? I'm in the state of Utah!
Once on the straight roads again, I decided to open up the taps on that 803 Desmo and let her rip.
A little bit of dust in the eyes. We're doing good.
Service time. Let's find the nearest Ducati dealership. Where's it at? This is where the fun begins. Gotta let that rut just guide the front tire. Can't be too aggressive on it.
Yeah, it's ruts, man.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So your foot hit first.
Oh, that hurt.
You alright?
Yeah, is my helmet broken or anything? Oh. Yeah. Oh, that hurt.
What hurt?
Well, just my knee fell on it.
Fell on what?
I felt it come. I was like, I'm digging in, and I couldn't slow down.
After this spill, I wasn't sure if she was gonna live again. On the surface, you know, it looked like maybe a broken clutch lever. Not much damage really was done, but she did not want to take over. What we figured happened was probably the carb got flooded, and eventually with enough cranking and enough patience, bike fired back to life, and I was well on my way again. Thankfully able to ride home from this crash.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, that's just a little oil drain. Yeah, I fell probably like 30 miles an hour. Yeah, it was pretty hard. Yeah, my front wheel just dug in and it flipped me. Because those ruts are so deep, if you come off even a little bit, it just flips you. I was trying to keep up with you, but I ended up falling. What? What's your knee feel like? That's okay. I fell on it. I'm glad it was in like softer mud.
Damn, your feet are really good. Yeah.
With Taylor being fine and the bike being okay, we went ahead and began the journey back. Having spent a successful day riding so far and not putting the bike down, my overconfidence was up and my luck was about to run out. Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Oh, thanks, Michael. I don't know. It's super. Oh,
Oh, it broke the whole thing.
oh no. Kidding.
You're in first, at least.
Yeah, I think it's the housing. Yeah.
Are you in first? Oh, you don't have to pop off the back of it?
Oh, did it? I think so, yeah. Let me see. Second.
Oh. This is like the major structure.
Yeah.
Great. Maybe we should keep the red. Make that work again?
Yeah.
I bet we could. want to try, you can try and get this nut off,
Yeah,
but it still has the threads on here. Yeah.
that's true.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Here, guys, I turned the camera off, but my shifter, a little linkage there with heim joints broke off. You know, it's what connects the lever to the gear shift assembly, and we managed to kind of snap that back in place. My pride's damaged, the bike's damaged though. I broke the front fender, bent the shifter out of place, scratched it up a little bit, but she runs. I even broke a turn signal too, which is unfortunate. Now I got a sport bike shift set up. Gotta reach my footway under there.
So, with two of us bruised and battered, and our bikes too, we began to make our way back to the trail.
All in all, it was a great first day on the trails. We definitely tested our capabilities as well as our bikes and had a blast while doing it.
Having spent a successful day in some of the most incredible scenery we'd seen, we excitedly talked about how great the trails were and how the bikes performed.
So we got our first day of riding knocked out. How are you feeling so far?
Man, I had a ton of fun. I had to swallow my pride there for a second. I did fall and I did break my bike.
Yeah, I think we all took a spill a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So that bruised the ego, but you know, twisted my knee just slightly, but I think it's really fun.
Yeah. So I feel pretty good, man. There's a section that gets very deeply rutted from the Jeeps that are out there, I guess. And man, just like catching the edge of your tire, it'll pull you right into it. And so that's what happened. Kind of broke the edge of my clutch lever, but it's still functional. I rode the bike back out, and everything's okay. Michael's bike, I mean, that thing is just tough, bro. I mean, he took a couple spills on that thing, low-sided it a couple times, but it was holding up great. Definitely a very, very good bike for this kind of riding.
Yeah, and my bike, I broke a shifter linkage that connects the heim joint to actual shift lever, bent the shift lever, broke the front fender, broke the headlight housing, broke a turn signal. I dropped her pretty good there. I was coming left hand down the corner and fell and hit my knee when I stepped off.
Man, that's that trail, dude. It was like every like 100 or 200 feet there was like a big river crossing, so we got soaked. Fortunately, I had waterproof boots, but those two didn't. So
urban shoes.
Their feet were a little bit wet, but my Indy Ridge boots were holding up pretty good, so highly recommend it. Check those guys out.
That's a wrap on the first day of riding here.
Yeah. So what's our plan for tomorrow? Do we have a specific trails or anything we're wanting to go see?
You know, I don't know. You know, we still got to figure out what Michael's going to want to do because his bike is leaking fork oil. Yeah,
we found out on the way back whenever we loaded his bike up that he was leaking fork oil pretty badly, and we don't know why. I don't know if it just needed to be rebuilt or what, but it was dripping fork oil pretty badly, so we don't think it'll be safe to ride tomorrow. We'll figure it out though, man.
Yep.
But that's a wrap on the first day, so we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning.
What do we have going on here, Taylor?
I'm trying to fix your...
Typical.
It's kind of working.
It's generally how it goes with me.
Yeah.
We're trying to bend my shift lever back into place so we can go right again today. It's kind of tweaked a bit, so just fixing her up. Things over here are looking pretty okay for the most part. The shifter mechanism was the big one. Fender's cracked somewhere right up in there. It's kind of hard to see. But yeah, should be okay. Should be able to hit the trails here shortly. It's another beautiful day here in Moab. Good morning, Moab. Michael's going to go do a little bit of hiking. His bike was leaking fork oil, which is really unfortunate, so that kind of puts it down for the count.
Go show him how much it's leaked.
So we discovered yesterday that this thing was leaking fluid. We thought it was brake fluid because it was right below the line. Turns out it's the fork. The fork seal is not doing its job, and it's letting all the fluid come out, so this thing's down for the count, unfortunately. So Michael is going to go hiking, and we're going to go do a bit more riding. Sucks, but the show must go on, and Michael is okay with going hiking and hanging out, so.
You try to be prepared as you can be for these kind of things, but ultimately there will be things that you forget, like specific tools, so you got to grab what you have and definitely make do. Fortunately, we got it back on the road.
I realized that during the second day of shooting that my camera was incredibly off. To start with, no audio was picked up at all. The mic must not have been plugged in fully, or the GoPro settings were wrong. Secondly, the camera was angled downwards and caught nothing but an overwhelming bright glare from the sun. So that's the reason you'll be seeing all of Taylor's GoPro today and none of mine.
And this should take us all the way down to Chicken Corners.
How's my back look?
Yeah, everything looks good, man. I maybe wouldn't just hit too many big bumps on it just yet.
Turning off the main street in Moab took us down Cane Creek Road, a long winding road going along a riverbed that would eventually take us to our destination at Chicken Corners.
We'll have to get some drone footage on the way back up through here.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely do something now.
If you want.
On that little,
I don't know about that.
Already, day 2 was shaping up to be a much different landscape than the first day. More of a road so far, it led us through a winding canyon, down to open valleys.
Most of you probably know the Vader by now, but if you're new to the channel, I'll give you a quick intro to the bike, which started out as a Chinese clone of a Honda Grom, quickly morphed into something better. Having equipped it with OEM Honda body panels, Honda K761 tires, and now a ZS212 engine with exhaust and intake to match, the bike is much different than when I first bought it. The 212 provided a pretty substantial jump in power from about 9 horsepower to around 18 horsepower. However, due to the elevation change, I feel like I'm back to 9 horsepower again. Let's hope it's up to the task. Against my better judgment, I chose to take the Vader out. Ground clearance would definitely be an issue.
was at this point Taylor and I encountered some landscape which we did not expect to find out here.
Might be a bit much. Looks pretty deep, man. That really sucks, man. I wonder if there's another way over there. Yeah, looks pretty damn deep, man.
Here, what you guys? Probably pretty deep, but
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
it'll be kind of cool for a video.
Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, that's not bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. I was getting worried. I thought we weren't gonna make it. All right, thanks. Perfect. Okay, so now we know we can make it.
Okay.
Let's see if we can make the big river crossing. We have a bit of a plan, but we'll see. This Jeep just went through and they were up to their door seals, but these kind people in their Razor let us know to stay to the right side. And it's pretty shallow. It was barely even going over the tops of their top of their tread on their tires. So I think we'll be okay.
So we're not playing Oregon Trail.
You died of dysentery.
I don't want to get dysentery. I don't want to die crossing the river. Go to the center there on the left. So you're just gonna make on the park.
It's probably like 1.5 feet deep in the middle. So if you stay to the right, you probably won't even get your tires too muddy.
Yeah, you'll be easily able to make that. We just
Yeah.
Y'all have fun.
Oh, check out that dog, man. It's beautiful. Oh no, more right, dude. Yeah. I would just go for it. Well, David got through easy enough, so I guess we'll see how I do. Nice. Let's get it. Huh? Oh, hell yeah. Let's check the map real quick. That said Cane Creek, this says Hurrah Pass.
Oh, this is Hurrah Pass.
So let me take a look here.
While Taylor checked his phone for directions, we decided to grab some video of the stunning scenery around us.
Drop this down a little bit. Do what? Hi, puppy. Hi. Oh, he's so full of energy, man. That's awesome.
You're just a ball of love.
I used to have a Catahoula. Yeah. Well, she was half Catahoula, half lab, so she was a little bit bulkier. But yeah, she like hog hunted and stuff. That was like her thing. Yeah. Great dogs, man.
He's my bunny hunter.
Yeah, beautiful dogs. Ours was the.
You ride the whole way?
No, we put him in the truck. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be insane, man.
Dang.
That would be nuts.
This is getting some funny looks out here.
Yeah.
It's fun though, man. It's a ripper. I think we're trying to ride out to Chicken Corners, I think is what it is. So.
You passed it.
Oh, really?
So if you just head right back down this way, and it's that next road that breaks off to the right. That's Chicken Corners. That's a great trail.
Okay.
One problem that we encountered yesterday was the soft terrain in our fully aired up tires. Using some advice from a local trail rider, we aired down our tires enough to give some fold in the sidewall, and that softened the harsh terrain. I decided to adjust my suspension dampening for softness.
David decided to adjust his suspension dampening for softness, a luxury that my little bike did not have.
I guess this is it, yeah. It looks like fun. Yeah.
The terrain grew more difficult to traverse. As the trail revealed itself to more rocky outcrops, boulder climbing, and elevation changes, we did our best to overcome the obstacles.
Pretty good. This thing is perfect for this, man.
It's killing it.
It's so much fun.
It's probably good that you brought this instead of the Yamaha.
I think the tube tires might have taken a beating. Yeah. Just like nothing. I guess he's got ground clearance.
Good articulation too, it looks like.
Oh god, those are sharp. Oh man, is that it? I broke my shift lever.
Oh, the shift? Oh.
I don't know where I broke it at. Oh well. It's still functional.
Yeah.
You think we can make it down that? Does it keep going? Or is that the end of it?
Going, but man, I don't know.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Yeah, I did some yesterday.
Oh. It's a little bit tricky, man. Oh, that was scary.
I don't think I
We can turn around. Ooh. Yeah.
You got a good view.
Hey, we've been watching all day.
Yeah.
We've seen all the carnage.
Well, we can turn around.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even go for that other side road. But
Yeah, for sure.
alright guys, well, yeah, if we should have been casting this trail, you know, I'm sure we could make it down it fairly simple, but we just watched about 6 guys just crash their, you know, full-on enduros and dirt bikes, so,
It's a bit much.
yeah, a bit much. My bike's super heavy, not a ton of this.
All right, we're gonna head back. Oh God. A lot of big ass rocks on this trail just beating up my bike. Tell you what though, man, the China clone is doing extremely well considering the price point and you know what it was meant for. I'm gonna take it slow. Maybe I can spot where my clutch lever broke off at. Oh, David went the easy way. I probably should have done that too. Oh God. Oh. Let's get some footage. I broke my peg on a jump, so I got it zip tied on.
The low ground clearance on the Grom clone finally proved to be an issue. This was sadly about the only footage that actually even turned out somewhat okay for the day. All I could do was wait and watch the sky as we hoped Taylor could get his exhaust back on without issue. Luckily, he was able to make the repair and we were back on our way.
Yeah. My peg's still hanging on. Oh God. Bag was falling off. Yeah, I think you'll need to get like a dedicated luggage rack, man. Good?
With the day winding down to an end, we decided to just hightail it back to town and get back to camp.
So, we wrapped up our second day of riding. How would you say today went, man?
Today was awesome, man. We got a lot of different terrain than we did yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun to ride out and kind of ride rock faces and just all sorts of like rutted like whoops and little rock gardens and stuff. It was just a lot of fun, perfectly technical stuff that wasn't too difficult for us.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, do you think the Ducati did better today, or do you think yesterday was more suited for that bike?
I mean, it did great on the first day, you know, minus me breaking it, but you know, those straight roads, you know, you can really kind of wind the power out and feel the torque of that bike. But today really gave me an experience to kind of put that bike through its paces of what they supposedly actually designed it for.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people would tell you it's probably you know, just like a city kind of urban cafe crawler or something, but no, it actually has some legitimate props as a off-road bike. You know, it climbed some rocks and did some pretty steep technical stuff, so I'm really happy with the way that it handled today.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to see somebody taking a Ducati and actually like using out of it versus letting it sit in a garage and, you know, not get miles on it.
Well, like I was telling you earlier, you know, I'd rather have memories with it than a perfect motorcycle, you know?
Yeah, right, right.
And, you know.
So maybe you get like a scratched up, you know, engine guard or somebody's like, well, what happened there? It's like, oh, well, that was our trip to Moab, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, and we yeeted this thing off a cliff.
Plus I can link the video and get another view, so.
Yeah, right?
Kind of a sellout.
So, for me, today I actually took the Boom Vader, the Grom clone out, and you know, I put that thing through its paces, I think, pretty well. We all went through the same areas, probably about 15-20 miles down Cane Creek to Chicken Corners, and that was an experience, man.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. The only thing I would complain about is that stock suspension on the Vader is really stiff. It's not forgiving, and I would replace some of those cast parts, like your rear sets, shift levers, and brake levers, because all of those things broke on my bike today.
Well, and like I was saying earlier, it's amazing that, you know, just about 4 months ago or so, 3 months ago, we took these things out of Emmalong in Austin, and you know, it was crazy, and I was like, well, you know, maybe that's too much. Then we bring this thing to Moab, you know, off-road mecca, and it performs.
But yeah, that's it. We're gonna wrap this up, and tomorrow we're gonna head back to Texas. Any last input, David? I mean, what do you think overall about this trip?
It's been awesome. You know, I'm sure we could explore this place for weeks at a time, and you know, still not have enough time to see everything. Sorry, forgive me. There's an asshole just parking. He didn't even have any kind of turn indicators or anything. He just said, "Oh, I'm gonna."
Yeah, he was just gonna sit here and just start backing up in the middle of traffic. So.
Great idea. Very well executed. Next time, use your turn signal.
What a genius.
Yeah, this guy's driving like an asshat. Those guys are laughing.
Yeah, that was funny. So, anytime we get a chance to use the PA system on the Tundra, we instantly turn into 12-year-olds.
This is the reason I bought this truck. Let's be real. I didn't buy this for any utility.
It was the PA system. And this is really, really a cool town, though. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm sad that we only were here for a short amount of time. I do plan to make another trip out here next year, maybe, if we can. I say we save a little bit of PTO and maybe put in for like a week and a half, and just come out here and rip every single trail we can get to.
Oh yeah, I would love some more time.
But we're making a stop at a hardware store tonight to pick up a couple things for the hitch on the truck. But that'll do it. We'll see y'all in the morning, and hopefully document a little bit of the trip on the way back. Later.
Goodbye for now.
What do you think, Michael? Well, it's a little Moto Geo, isn't it?
About time for some burgers. A big burger.
I think it's time for some burgers. Well, you want a burger?
I want a burger.
All right, guys. It's time to get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
It's our last morning here. Pretty beat. Woke up, had to drink a bunch of coffee, and then go buy some more.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a great trip. We had an awesome time. The bikes all did great, even though, you know, we broke a couple things. Didn't keep us from riding.
I think every bike here sustained a little bit of damage of some sort.
Yep, just a little bit. So we've got everything packed up. Now we're gonna begin the 1,000-mile-ish journey back home.
Yep.
Break these pads in. That's a Tundra video that's coming in.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just had an awesome time, and really the only thing we could hope for was maybe a little more time to ride. But
so do you have any input or tips or advice for people who want to get out here and, like, you know, ride trails with their bikes?
Just make sure your bike is up to snuff. You know, get all your bolts tightened, maybe Loctite some things. Things falling off is definitely a possibility.
Yep.
And then pack your supplies with you for riding. So make sure you got food, water, and some kind of communication method, hopefully.
Yeah.
Although a lot of these trails are populated at this time, it's still good to have like a satellite phone or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I don't really have much else to offer.
So for me, I would say make sure you do some maintenance on your bike of some sort. For me, that meant rebuilding the carbs, and I got new tires. Make sure you get tires that are adequate for the trail you're riding. it was definitely apparent that those knobbies that I put on the Yamaha made a huge difference in the grip out there. If you're running a carbureted bike, bring jets. I did not bring jets, and it showed. I was suffering at elevation up here, and I really couldn't get out of the mid-range power on my bike. So that's definitely something I would do. Another piece of advice: have a first aid kit.
Yep.
Have some kind of communication device. I had a Garmin sat phone, and then have a small toolkit with you. My little toolkit and wrench set came in very handy, and we were able to fix everything we encountered on the road with that. You know, zip ties as well. Zip ties are a great one to have.
Oh yeah, that's for anything in life.
Yeah.
And then air down your tires and adjust your suspension for softness. And those are our tips. But
I think this goes to show that you can have a $12,000, newer Ducati bike that's purpose built for off-road, or even a Project Yamaha you bought off Craigslist and throw a little bit of money at.
Yep.
You can definitely have fun at any price point. So just get out there and have fun, guys. Definitely. I think we're gonna try to do this again in the future. So we look forward to seeing y'all then.
All right. You have fun.
Had a blast.
I'm gonna close out on your face.
Broke the KLR. We're good.
Yeah.
Everybody's bike broke.
Everybody's bike broke.
Hey, even if you can't ride in Moab, there's still plenty of stuff to do.
We rode them all out.
Hiked 13 miles yesterday.
That's badass.
Beautiful out here.
We rode them all out. That's what matters.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
We did. We sent it with no regrets.
Come out, go explore, guys.
Yep. Get out and ride.
Even if it's a $600 motorcycle.
Yep. That's right. Get out and ride. All right, let's hit the road.
So now we say goodbye to Moab. Over 2,000 miles covered on this trip, even a few off-road, and I wouldn't change a second of it. I can't wait to get back and see what else this place has to offer.
With somewhere as astounding as Moab, there's no chance we won't be back. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.